Hey everyone, this is Kit. We're wrapping up the Socialism 2018 event here at the McCormick Place in the city of Chicago. I'm joined here today with Nathan Moore, who is a member of the ISO. Nathan, thank you so much for joining Hard Lens Media.
Thank you for having me.
So, this event's been going on for 4 days, and the turnout for this event was really huge. It seems like more people attended this event than in last year and previous years before. So, what do you think people are taking away from the idea of socialism and democratic socialism?
Well, I think people are from socialism, obviously, with the Bernie phenomenon, and people were really inspired by Bernie, and they're trying to figure out what socialism actually means. And in order to do that, you actually have to look at the past of what socialism has meant in the past and how it needs to be redefined for the future. In terms of democratic socialism is a flexible concept, for fighting for reforms, better things, national health care, fighting against right-to-work legislation, and all of that. And so the question is, though, what do we do to actually win those things, right? And so there are a number of means that you can employ to, you can lobby to try to do that, or you can build coalitions. You can, like we saw with the teacher strike, you can go on strike to defend those gains. So that's what we're grappling with, is sort of how do you win? How do you win this democratic socialist or a socialist society?
And it seems that there's a lot of people from different parts of this country converging at this event, attending it, learning it, and also participating in a lot of the presentations that's being brought here. What do you think people are also looking for in regards to taking back to their communities? What do you think people will probably take away from this event to return back to their own respective communities?
Yeah, I think one thing that people, I hope, take back, and it's something I always take back, is that there's an importance of getting together to discuss political ideas. A lot of people don't think that's important. They actually think we just got to go out and do activism or build an organization. That's very important. You have to do that, absolutely. But you also have to take the time to sit down and discuss and debate and figure out what are the next steps forward when you're small. When you don't have a lot of power. How do you broaden that power, and how do you make the steps to do that? And it's a relationship between building organization, but also building the capacity of people to discuss and debate politically about how we can win.
And also, you were a presenter for one of these events here, for one of the discussion rooms. What was your presentation about?
My presentation was about the Spanish Revolution and Civil War.
And it's clear impact, because during that Civil War, there was obviously a fight between socialism and the Republic, as well as National Socialism that was backed up by the Nazi government, as well as the Italian fascist government as well. So what kind of impact did that play in regards to how people define and look at the idea of socialism?
Well, how does it define it today, or how did they define it back then?
Both, please.
Okay. So back then, unfortunately, socialism there was a Stalinization that happened with the Communist Party. So it was very top-down, anti-democratic, anti-revolutionary, but they called themselves communists. Then you had the Socialist Reformist Party, which really wanted to fight for reforms and power in a capitalist state, in a very top-down state. And these were the politics that helped pave the way for fascism to win ultimately. So, but there you also had other political groups who had a more critical understanding. You had anarchists, but also the anarchists didn't believe in the importance of political ideas. They weren't socialists, so they didn't believe that workers could take state power. State power wasn't the thing to go for, and they ended up not helping to push the movement forward. And then you had small, we call them dissident communist groups, that were critical of Stalinism and had a Marxist understanding of society, but they were too small and couldn't influence it. And they were defeated. Fascism won. And for today, what that means is we have to kind of redefine. We have to look at that period, look at the different models of socialist ideas, and really, I think, take out of it what is the most important grain of revolutionary socialism that has an internationalist approach, that doesn't just get caught up in your own country, but actually embraces people from around the world. And Spain definitely shows that internationalism is a key component.
Now, in regards to how socialism is perceived here in the United States, including democratic socialism, Why is it that there's so much of a pushback by the corporate media as well as the two-party establishment system in regards to viewing socialism as a viable source of political ideology and discourse?
Yeah, they don't want to lose their stuff.
It's just that simple?
Yeah, they don't. They understand that that people are going to rebel. They understand there's going to be struggle. People are not just going to sit back. If you look at history, people don't just sit back. They're going to fight, and so they need a set of ideas that helps protect, the stuff that they have. And I'm not just talking about stuff as in a cell phone or a car or consumer goods. I'm not talking about that. We all need that. That's not that. The real wealth is what Marx called the means of production. It's the factories, it's the enterprises, the service industries that build wealth, where capital accumulates itself and for profit, and the accumulation of profit continues and continues. That's the real wealth of society. So again, just not to say that it's not, they don't want to lose that, the ownership over the means of production of our society. So yeah.
And final question in regards for your organization, where our viewers and subscribers might want to learn more about you guys. Where can they find you guys on social media and online?
Yeah, the best place to go is socialistworker.org for our online newspaper. You can also subscribe and get the monthly print edition, which is great because you can share it with people that way. Also go to internationalsocialist.org, which has more information about our organization, how we operate, and what our principles are. It's called Where We Stand. The International Socialist Review is also very, very good because it's a theoretical journal that kind of elaborates a little bit more on these topics, and again, emphasizes the importance of political ideas and theoretical understanding in order to help build struggles. And lastly, I would say definitely check out wearemany.org, because wearemany.org has all of the recorded talks of our conference. So if you weren't able to come, you can actually listen to these online, and it's an excellent resource for understanding and debating and discussion.
All right, that's a very good note to end on. Thank you so much for joining Hard Lens Media. This is Kid, everyone. Peace.
You're watching Hard Lens Media.